Hi, I'm J9 from Geek My Games, and this video is all about showing you a quick run-through of the game Hameln by the Lamont Brothers and Fragor Games, I guess is what it's called. And I'm just going to do like one phase, quick run through, and show you the different roles, the different types of actions that you can take, and hopefully give you an idea of the thinking process that goes behind those different actions, as well as scoring and how to score at the end of the game. So hopefully this will help you out if you own this game. And here we go. All right, so now we are going to run through one phase and then show you how to do scoring. So let's do that. So we're going to start with green and then blue, then white. Notice that in the turn order they're right here, and then they are in order from right to left on the influence track to get started. So green's going to go first, and green says, hey, you know what, I think I want some money. So I'm going to turn in this red cube, which is meat, for 4 coins and put that next to my stuff. And I am done with my turn. I'm not going to do anything else. He could have spent some money, but because with an extra action, but he just didn't want to. And then blue is going to go next, and blue says, well, I think I want money too, but I want to get a little bit more goods to sell before I go for the money. So I want to get some production going. So he's going to say, I'm going to do my male influence action. So I'm going to activate this boy right here. All my other rooms, this is a girl because it's on a pink or a purple spot here. So this is the only one I can activate, and I'm going to activate this one. So he says I activate this one, it's meat. He gets a red cube for meat. And green says, yay, I get an extra action because, you know, I'm the girl on that space. And green gets to do their action, which is the getting the children ready. So green pulls a cube, blue cube from the bag, takes one of their people, and because it's a blue cube, puts it in the church on the guy spot. So now there is a boy in the church. Now that they've both taken their actions, we look at the number because this house produced meat. It has a 3 in the middle, so blue has to take 3 small rats, which are these black circles, and put them on the different spots. Now some of these spots here go into different colors. This one's on green and on red, the red spot here. So it might make a difference on whether or not you were to place one here if you were on this spot, because the Pied Piper, it says in the rules, if the yellow or the white circle touches both spots, then when the Pied Piper gets rid of the rats, you know, it will get rid of the rats whether it's on the red space or the green. But here, the reason I'm saying this is because here it's green all the way around, so it doesn't really matter which side I put the rats on. Sometimes it does make a difference, but in this case it doesn't, because everywhere around is green. So if green is going to get rid of the rats, then they're all going to go. It's not going to make a difference. So those marketplace rooms really do fill up with the rats very quickly, and that impacts the game as well. So that was blue's turn. Now it's white's turn, and white wants food too, but white likes that there is somebody in the church already, and she knows that there are different rooms that you can put it in when you start to get married. So she's going to take her girl action, and the only white that's on a girl spot is right here. So she says, I'm going to go and activate this room right here by doing the girl action. So we take a cube out of the bag. It is purple. So white takes and puts it on the girl right there. And she has done her action. Because she activated this room, green gets to take the male action, the counterpart action, which is taking a meat. So green goes, yay, I get another meat. So, and I didn't even have to do anything. Then white says, oh, the number is 3. I have to get 3 rats like this. So I will take those 3 rats and I will put them on the outside, maybe here and there. And white is done. So that is the end of the round because everybody has taken their turn. So we look at the influence track. Nothing has changed. So the turn order has not changed because the turn order is based on the influence track. So we go again. Green has their turn now, and green says, you know what? I have money, I have meat. What do I want to do? You know what? Green says, over here in the church, there is a boy and a girl, so they could get married. And I notice that I am the boy, because green is the boy over here, and I have money. So this is a possible action, because if I didn't have money, then I couldn't buy a room for us to live in, or a house for us to live in. But I do, because I was smart and got money that first round. So I'm going to go ahead and take that action. I'm going to go to the church and get these two married. So I'm going to take my green and my white because that is one boy and one girl, and they are of different colors. The green is the boy in this case, because it's on the blue spot. So I need to find somewhere that I want to be on blue. So a production house that I want where blue. I also have to make sure that the cost isn't more than I can afford. And I can afford 4 because I have 4 coins right now. The cost on each of the houses is in this little yellow spot, and they go from 1 up to 5. Those 5s are really nice at the end of the game. But then there actually isn't any 4s. It goes 1, 2, 3, and 5. That's interesting. So I can afford a green or a 3 spot. Green can afford a 3. So do we want to do production and get stuff for more money, or do we want to go ahead and jump up on the influence track already and get some income? All the incomes are 1, it looks like. And this only gets 1 rat, so I could activate this one a lot. You know what green says? I think I like this one right here. I'm going to buy this house for me and my new wife. So I take the green and I put it in the blue spot. I take the white, I put it in the purple spot, and I pay the cost, which is 3 coins. Those 3 coins go to the bank, like so. And because there is a silver influence circle in the top right-hand corner, each of these people in the house get a one-time bonus of 2 influence. So green and white both get to go up 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 on the influence track. And that is it for that turn. This was not producing, so there's no rats. Okay, it was just, it was the marriage action, so we did that. Oh, and once these people get married and go into a house, these cubes get to go back in the bag. So we can pull them again at some point. Okay, so that is green's turn. Green is happy with that turn. Green has 1 left and wants to think about taking an extra action. Green doesn't have enough to buy the cat, which costs 4, or 2 coins, which would give me more influence. But I can influence the Pied Piper. And I am in both of these spots, green says, and I'm here too now. And this is going to get rats on it pretty quickly as soon as I start activating it. So I think I want the Pied Piper here, because at the end of the phase, I want the rats in green to go away. So I am going to influence this spot right there, because there's now money in this spot for a bribe. I'm going to bribe the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper says, ooh, I want some money, so I'm going to go over here. And he stays here for now, and he's not going to move again until somebody puts more money in a different spot or the end of the phase. And so that's the end of the green's turn. Now it is blue's turn, and blue says, boy, I feel like I'm going behind already, and I really want to get married and get some of those spots, but I think I should get some money first. I had 2 cubes, so I'm going to go ahead and turn both of these in for money. So he goes like this and says, I'm going to go ahead and put both of those in, and I'm going to get 8. Because they are both meat and they're worth 4 each. 4 plus 4 is 8. And so I have 8 coins now. And that is my money action. And so that is it. Now I have money. I can actually do a second action if I wanted to. And I could move up on the influence. But I think I'm going to save it because we're still at the beginning of the game and I want to use that money for room. So I'm going to save it. Say that's it for my turn. I'm done. The white says, okay, that was an interesting round, but what do I want to do? I don't have any money either. But before I get any money, I think I want a little bit more production. And my room really hasn't been activated yet, at least the boy aspect, which is right here. So white says, you know what? I think I want some meat too. So I'm going to activate this. Now, if white was a boy anywhere else on any of these houses, white could choose to activate all those houses where he was the boy, because he's doing the action of male influence. So that's what he would do. But he only is a boy in this house here. Sadly, right now he only has one house, so he's going to activate this one. He says, okay, I'm going to take a red cube and I'm activating that house. Blue says, yay, I get a free action, and it is a female marriage action. So blue says, I'm going to take a cube, and it is purple. So I'm going to take a blue guy and put it on, actually a blue girl, and put it on the purple square, because it's a girl, because it's a purple cube. Thank you so much, white, for giving me an extra action. And white says, no problem, but now our house is getting overrun with 3 rats. So I'm going to take 3 rats. 1, 2, 3. And, ooh, this is a either or right here. So I'm going to put that one here, because notice this circle right here is in red and green. So if the Pied Piper stays here, then it will get rid of this because it's in green as well as red. So I'll put it there. That's kind of a nice thing. And then these are both red, so it doesn't really matter where I put them. I'll just put them right there. And that's the end of my turn. And that is the end of the round. So now we look at the influence right here. And let's see. White and green are now in first place. Green stays here because it's already in first. So then white moves up next. And then blue, and we have a new turn order. There are no rats on the board yet, king rats, so we don't have to worry about the end of the phase happening, and that starts a new round. So now green gets to go first. That doesn't change, so green is going first, and green decides, I think I'm going to take, I want some money. I'm going to take this action right here. So he's going to take the money action, and he's announcing that I'm taking the male action. And because he's doing that, and this has not been overrun with rats yet, he could actually activate both of these rooms. So he's taking the male action. That's what he's decided. And this one right here, he gets 1 coin because he's in the blue spot there. And then over here, he gets a red cube because of the meat. Now, because he's done that, and maybe that wasn't the smartest move in the world, because he is right now kind of neck and neck with white, and that also allowed white to do both their female actions as well. So white goes, yippee, I'm going to do my girl action in both of those rooms for free, and takes out 2 cubes, and they are both blue. Oh boy, that means I need to get some money, huh? So white says, I better get some money if I want to be the man of the house. And puts both of those white guys there on the blue. Okay, if you can't have fun with those rules, then I guess you just can't have fun, huh? Okay. All right, so white is there, and that completes the white's action. Now, because both of these rooms were activated, they need rats, and green activated them, so green takes the rats. This has a 1 on it, so it only gets 1 rat. And we have a lot of rats in green, so I could put it over here, but I think I'm going to keep it in green because I have a feeling that that Pied Piper is going to stay there. At least I'm hoping he's going to stay there. So I'm going to keep it in green because that way at the end of the phase, it goes away. And this one has 3. But there's not enough room for 3 spots. Uh-oh. So you take however many that we still have left, which is only 1, and I put it on this spot right here. And now this room is overrun with rats. We immediately take a king rat and put it on the middle, just like that. And we have 1 rat taking over this house, and you can no longer activate that house. So green and white is out of luck unless they get the cat and try to get rid of some of those little rats. Yeah. So that's the end of green's turn. Now it's white's turn because white is in second place now. So we're going to take white, and white has a lot of boys in the church and wants to get married but has no money. So white says, you know what, I need some money. Otherwise people are not going to see me as an attractive man to marry off their daughters to. So they, white's going to take these two and put them in there and take 8 coins. 1, 2, 3. So we got 8 coins. Now, white can take a second action, so I think white is going to. White wants to kind of get ahead of green. White's tired of green going first all the time, so white is going to buy some influence. Now, it's on the starting spot, so the first spot it goes to is the top one right here, and it's a 2. So that means in the yellow circle that white has to pay 2 coins. And because of that, the silver circle that's attached to it is a 1. That means white gets 1 influence. So white is now ahead on the influence track. And that is the end of white's turn. That means it's the end of the round. So we look at the influence track, and white is now in first place to go, and green, and then blue. And we start a new round. Okay, so white is first, and white says, I think I would like another room, and I have money because I'm the man. So I'm going to use my first action to get married. So I got a boy here and a girl here, and the boy is white. So boy, that means white has to pay for whatever room we end up buying. So we're going to take a blue and a purple cube and put them back. And remember, white is the boy. We pick these up and we're going to find a room. White has 6 coins here, so we can pretty much buy anything. And these rooms really add up at the end of the game. So white says, you know what, I think I want to go for a 5er. So here's a 5er, but it's got a 2 on it, which means it's going to fill up quick with rats. Let's see if there's any other 5ers. This one's got a 2 on it too. This one only has a 1 on it. And it's a meat one. So I could get more meat, which means more money in the long run, which means more desirable to get married. So I think, and especially since we're already ahead on the influence marker, we don't really care about that. Yeah, I think white's going to take this one. So white's the boy and goes here and goes here. Now we're not activating this, so no rats and no produce, but we do have to pay those 5 coins to the bank, and white does because white's the man, and pays it to the bank to get that spot there. And blue goes, yay! I'm glad I went to the church because now I'm in another room, which will get me points at the end of the game as well. So there we go. And that's what white decides to do. White has only 1 coin left, so white cannot do anything. White does not have enough money to buy the cat. Well, white actually could go up 1 more on the influence. White does. You know what? Coins don't do much, so I think for an extra action, that's what white's going to do, because the next one is 1, which is really cheap, and all the other ones are more expensive. Like this one's already 8. Like that's really expensive. So everybody else is going to have to pay more to use this track. So I think I'm going to do it not even so much to go up 1 more, but to keep somebody else from going up to be in line with me. So white pays the coin and moves this guy here, and then goes up 1 more on the influence track, hoping that nobody else is going to pay 4 to come up or come ahead of him. And that's white's turn, and that was the first person turn. So now we're on green's turn. Green says, you know what, I need to get some more rooms. So, and I've got a lot of this right here, but I need money too. Green's going to take a money action and put 1 of these in the bank for 4 coins. Okay, I'm going to take the 5 and just replace it with a 1. And then I have 1 more, but instead of getting money with this one, green says, you know what, I'm going to start collecting these rat trap tokens. So I'm going to discard my other cube and take 1 of these. Hopefully it's a big number, and we don't want to tell anybody else. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not. It's a 1, but nobody knows that. So we'll put that next to it, and hopefully it's enough to get some points. Probably not, but at least we tried, right? So, green has some extra money where they could pay for some stuff, but you know what? Green, you know what? Green's going to say, yes, I actually am. I'm going to put that 5 in there. Okay, I'm going to pay 4. So I get a 1 for change. And I'm going to take the rat. I'm going to be the first person to take, or not the rat, the cat. I'm going to be the first person to take the cat, okay? So we've got a cat, and that means I can choose 1 rat, small rat, to take off the board anywhere. And green would like to activate this one more time. So green is going to take 1 off of here, which makes this rat go away and go back, okay? And that's the end of green's turn. So it's now blue's turn, and blue says, I think I want to take my masculine action. No. Nope. Blue's going to take the girl action because blue has 2 houses right here and right here where it has female or feminine influence. So blue says, I'm going to take the girl action in both of these houses. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go here. We're going to take our 2 cubes. Oh, they're both girls, which is good on one spot because that, you know, whenever we get married, we don't have to pay. So we take 2 blue and put them in the girl spot right there. And we have taken our action, but because it's activated now, the other people get to take their action. So white gets a meat cube. And over here, white also gets a meat cube. Ooh, maybe that wasn't the smartest thing in the world to do, but well, too late now. Now, the rats get activated. So I need 3 for here, but uh-oh, too many. 1 goes here and a rat goes here because that house is now overrun. This one only gets 1 rat, and it doesn't have any so far. However, you'll notice that some of these rooms don't have circles on every single side. This one only has 2, so it's going to fill up pretty fast too, which I didn't really notice before, but and I am blue, and this is a white and green room, so let's put one over here too, because that will make that one fill up faster as well. I'm going to be sneaky in that way. Ha ha ha. So we've placed the rats, and that is the end of the turn because white has no money to, blue. That was actually blue's turn. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was blue's turn. So blue placed the rats, and blue does have money, so blue could do something else. You know what? Blue, because blue's a girl and doesn't have to keep the money right now for the males in the church to buy the houses, blue's got to get rid of some of its money, pay 4. Okay. We're going to put this 5 in the bank and get 4, 5 out for change. Okay. So blue is going to take 4 and wants to buy the cat. So blue takes the cat, pays 1 to green, and puts the other 3 in the bank, and oops, now has the cat. Okay, so blue can now take a rat off of one of the spaces that it wants. And what does it want to do? Blue thinks this is going to fill up too quickly. Well, it only needs 1 more time to get 3 more rats on it. We could try to activate this 1 more time. That's what blue's going to do. Blue's going to take this one off and bring it over here so we can activate it 1 more time before the rat gets on it again, I think. Yeah. All right, so blue finished their turn. Yep, and that's blue. All right, so did everybody go? Yes, I think we did. So now we look at turn order because it's the end of the round. And if everybody didn't go, sorry, I'm just doing a hypothetical run through. So if I forgot somebody's turn, you get the point. That's what I'm trying to do, is just run through for you. So, forgive me, please. Okay, so white, green, and blue stays in the same position, and let's go ahead and go again. So for speed's sake, just to speed it up a little bit, we're going to pick some actions that's going to get some of those rats up on the board here. So now it is white's turn, and white's going to be like, I think I want to take a girl action. So I'm going to take my feminine actions on this house and this house. I'm going to be a girl in this house and this house. Because those are all the houses where white is a girl. So starts with this one and that one, and we take out 2 cubes. And they're both girls. That's interesting. That means all the girl cubes have been taken. All the ones that are left in the bag are boys, because there's only 4 of each. And we do that, and we've taken our turn. So now those houses get activated, and both of those houses have green in them. So green gets to activate this one and get 1 coin. And green activates this one and gets 1 red cube. Now that they've both been activated, white has to do the rats. This one gets a, because it has 1, but now it's filled up because there's no right circle here. It's filled up. So this one gets a rat. And this one is supposed to have 3, but there's only 1 left. So we're going to put that there. And this one also gets a rat. Way to go with the rats, white. All right, so we don't have any money. So white is done with their turn. Green is next. So green is going to go next, and let's see what green's going to do. Green wants to do a girl action too. So green is going to activate this one. Okay, so green takes out a cube, and of course it's going to be a boy. Green takes 1 and puts it on here, and now blue gets to go and takes a red cube. And then we have to do the rats. This one is completely full. So now we have this on here. We are getting close to the end of the round. What does that mean for everybody? Well, green has decided they are not going to buy anything else. We don't want to spend that money. And the reason is because green says we are getting close to the end of the round. And I know if the Pied Piper stays here, which is pretty much where I want him to stay, I have to pay -3 for each person that's over here. And I have exactly 3. So that would be okay for me right now. For everybody that's in the church. So I'm going to leave him there right now. So as these rats get on the table, blue starts to panic a little, says, oh my gosh, I have blue. White's like really freaking out right now because white has no money and they didn't think all these rats would happen this turn. And they don't have any money, so they're going to have to pay a lot or get some minus points if that happens. So, yeah, that was green. So blue is starting to freak out a little bit because blue does not have enough to pay for all of that if it were the last round. So blue is going to say, you know what? I think I'm going to turn this in for money for my turn, and that's going to be it. So blue turns that in and takes 4 coins. Just like that, so it has some more money. And white says, oh yeah, I need some money too. So I am turning both of those in for 8 coins. 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, you know what? I don't think white's going to do that. Oh, white already went. So white's definitely not going to do that. I keep on getting mixed up with the turn order. That was blue, and that was the end of the turn. That was the end of the round. Influence has not changed, although it's the same turn order. We still have 1 more rat that is not on the table yet, so we are not at the end of phase 1 yet. So white gets to go first, and white says, I should probably get some money just in case, but instead, I'm going to get rid of some of these by doing the marriage action. So I don't have any money, so I can't do the man action. I need to make sure that green has money, and green does have money, so I'm going to force green into buying a house with me. So I'm going to say, I'm the girl, green's the boy, and I'm going to take a purple and blue cube, put them back in the bag, and we're going to take the green and the white, and we're going to go like this. We have 3 coins here. The boy, green, has 3 coins. So I can only buy a house that is worth 3. And what do they all give me? Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to have a more chance to activate this, but I think that I want to do an ale because this costs 3. And that way I get an ale. Yep, I think that's, well, no, because that's a girl. That would be a girl one for me. You know what? I want some influence to really cement my position up there, White says. So White's going to go on this spot right here. White is the girl, and as a one-time bonus, both green and white get to go up 2. So white goes up 1, 2, green goes up 1, 2, and green has to pay 3 to go into that room. And that would be white's turn. So now it's green's turn. Green says, I don't have any money. What am I going to do? Green says, I think I need some produce. I need to produce something. I need something. But you know what? Uh-oh. Green doesn't have any of that on the board. Green is kind of in a pickle. And this is one of the things with the game. Sometimes this happens where you're not paying attention and you don't have anything to marry, you don't have anything to sell off, and you can't produce. So there's not much that you can do. You got to pay attention to that. This one, yeah, green can't do anything beside this one right here. So green is going to take the male influence for this one and take 1 coin like that. And because it produces 1 coin, then white gets to go. White does one of these actions, finds a blue cube and goes on the church, and white is going, oh crap, I have too many people in the church, too many kids. I don't know if I can afford all those kids. And green now takes a rat, 1, and puts it on this. So that's filling up pretty quickly too. Yep, and that's green's turn. So now it's blue, and blue says, let's see, I've got money, but I'm not a male, and white doesn't have any money, and they're the only male, so I can't get married with any of them. Can I produce? No, blue cannot produce either. Blue has already produced too many times. So, because everything else is fill. So, but blue can take the feminine action here and here, and that's what blue decides to do. So blue is taking the feminine action, 2 cubes, 1 male, 1 female. At this point of the game, it's not the smartest because we're going to, you know, at the end having to pay for all these people in the church, but I probably didn't play exactly for each person the way I would have in a real game, but I was trying to cover all the different options and actions that people could take so you could see them all played out. Which you smart people, board gamers, I'm sure understand, right? Right. Okay. So blue took the 2 girl actions for here and here. Now white gets to take the produce action for here and gets a red cube. Yay for white. And right here gets a produce for that. And white says, yay, I'm going to be rolling in the money as soon as I sell all this stuff. And blue says, okay, now we got to put some rats here. This one gets 1, and uh-oh, this gets a, just like that. And actually, you know what, I have to double check the rules, but I'm pretty sure that we couldn't have done both. I think you have to do 1 at a time. And then I have to see what the order is. And maybe it says it on the summary player aid here. Male influencers. Yeah, after each thing, after 1 room is activated, that's when the rats come. And as soon as the rat comes, so this guy, as soon as the rat comes, the round ends. Okay, so basically, to back it up, blue says I want to do this one and this one, and so we are going to take the purple one back and the blue purple one here. Okay, and the blue says, okay, I want to activate this one first. And blue says, all right, so I pulled the blue cube and I put my guy there, and then white gets to take their action and takes the red cube, which they did. And then we do the rats for this room, and a rat goes here. And immediately, because this is the final rat, the phase ends. No other actions or turns can be taken. So that means that blue cannot activate this other room here because we have the end of the phase. So that gives you kind of an idea, and hopefully I did everything correctly. I just learned this game 2 days ago, so forgive me if I got something wrong, or put it in the comments below, ask me questions, and I will see what I can do about that. But that is how you play the game. Okay, so real quick, before I start showing you how to score, I want to go over the end of phase 1. There's something I forgot. I forgot the Pied Piper here. At the end of a phase, there's a little bit of an extra setup, and what you have to do is wherever the Pied Piper is, you take that money off and you put it away, and then whatever color he's on, all the squares that touch that color, so he's on the green area, you would take all the small rats off of that area. Okay? Then you look at the square that he's on, and these all have different numbers. This one has a -3, and anybody that is over here in the church still has to pay -3 per person. If they can't, or if they don't want to, okay, and let's just say for scoring's sake that these all couldn't at that time, starting with the first player, which would be white, they would have to send their kids on the road to Transylvania. So those would go there, and that would go there. And you'll see that this track gets higher in negative points as it goes longer, and that would be extra negative points at the end of the game. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so scoring. Oh, and then you would use the chart, sorry, here to add more rats for each phase, consecutively gaining more rats until the very last phase. Then you look at the number for the number of players. So for example, we did a 3-player game, and this is 6 rats. You would take 5 regular rats, and that 6th rat would be the emperor rat that you would put over here. And all that is for is that in the last phase, you add the emperor rat as one of your last rats. That way you know when the actual end of the game is and not just the end of the phase. And it's, you know, he's cute. So there you go. You have that too. All right, so let's pretend this is the end of the game of a 3-player game that went a little bit longer. I added some things here so we had some other examples of scoring. And let's go ahead and look at the scoring chart for 3 to 4 players. Finishing the game first, we'll say that blue did, so blue gets 1 point for that. Okay? The owner of the cat is also blue, so blue has the cat, and he gets 1 point for that. Highest total of rat trap tokens. Well, red, white, and green both got rat trap tokens. However, red had the higher amount, or white. I'm looking at these guys here. White had the higher amount, so white gets first place for that, and they would get 3 points for that. And second place goes to green, and green would get 1 place for that. They only award first and second place for rat trap tokens. Say that 3 times fast, rat trap tokens. Okay. Then we look at influence, most to least. White has the most, and they get 3 points, 1, 2, 3. Then green gets 1, 2. White, or blue, oops, blue gets 1. And that's for influence. Money, most to least, and in this case, 0 still scores, okay? In the other category, 0, some of them score and some of them don't score when they're 0. And you can just look at the chart here. It'll tell you on the chart. So, let's see, money, and 0 does score. So the person that has the most money is blue, and they would get 5 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second place gets 3 points, which is green, because they have 1 coin. So they would get 1, 2, 3. And then last place is white, which would get 1 point. So we're kind of neck and neck here, huh? All right. Now comes the big one, which is houses that are not run over. So any houses where you have a person that are not run over by these rats gain you points based on how much they cost you. So we will start in turn order with white. Okay, white. Oh, that one's run over. This one is not, and that is 3 because that costs 3. So that starts with 3 points. not run over, but the marketplace ones are 0 points because they're free at the beginning of the game, so that doesn't give you any points, okay? This is a 5-er, so we got 5 plus 3 is 8, and over here we have a 2-pointer, okay? So that would be 10 points. So white gets to go all the way up to 17. They got 10 points, which is really nice, okay? Then green will be next, and we have a green here for 2 points. This one doesn't count because it's run over with rats, doesn't count. Here is a 3-pointer, that makes 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for green, and then we have blue. This one is 0. This one is worth 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. So blue gets 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the last thing that you count are minus points for all the kids you have on the road to Transylvania. So white has -2, you add those up, and it goes back 2, and it is close. Blue has a -1, so it goes back and it looks like it's tied. Blue and white. Is there a tiebreaker? Let's see. Influence track order decides final tiebreaker. And so if it's between white and blue, white is higher on the influence track, so white wins the game. And that gives you an idea of how to score the game. Hopefully that was informative, and I'm hoping that if you have this game that you'll at least give it a couple of tries before you decide how you really feel about it. And if you want to see my review and the how to play video, that is also on my channel, so you can look that up. It's also on the Geek. Hopefully that helped you out, and remember, don't just love your games, geek your games.